大家好，这里是听广播学英语频道。我们来听听跆拳道的故事。这个节目概述了来自冈比亚的23岁跆拳道运动员 Alassan An 大师，讨论了他的成长历程、这项运动的历史以及他从枪伤中康复的经历。好了，我们来听听他的故事吧。
Next month, a Maple Grove man will be heading to Paris to compete in the sport of Taekwondo in the Summer Olympics. Master Alassan An is 23 years old and will be representing Gambia. He joins me now as he trains to be on the biggest stage in sports. Alassan, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start at the beginning, if you don't mind. When did you first fall in love with the sport of Taekwondo?
Well, I started Taekwondo when I was around 6 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, I wasn't the most focused child. So my mom put me in Taekwondo to help me focus. And at first, I did not like it at all because, you realize that it was meant to focus you. And no kid really wants to be, focused right away when they're so young. But it helped me out a lot. And I made some lifelong friends. So by the time I was 10, I was in it fully.
Yeah, that discipline and kind of like reining in your energy and focusing it as a young kid sounds amazing. So Taekwondo, it has a long history in Korea, a rich tradition. Tell us about that and its evolution to the point now where little kids and everybody can get involved.
Yes, so Taekwondo was actually created in Korea. It was actually meant for war at first. So it wasn't a traditional martial art. It was for war. But then it progressed into a self-defense, into a martial art, and then it grew into a sport.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then in the 2000, it made its first Olympic debut.
Okay. What made you want to kind of study the history of the sport? That seems like a really great way to honor it.
You just get interested in just wondering like where like it came from, where all this tradition and everything started from. And I was always a curious kid, so I always wanted to know. And in the Taekwondo school of World Taekwondo Academy, they teach you some of the history of it as well. So it was actually really awesome to learn about that as well.
Yeah, and just to have that respect, for the origins of the sport. Many of us kind of see it in pop culture and have a little bit of familiarity that way in media. But what are some of the just basics of the sport for anyone who might really not be familiar?
Yeah, so there's two sides to Taekwondo. There's the traditional, and then there's the sport. So when you first start, you do the traditional, the way of the foot and fist. That's what Taekwondo means. You learn basic kicks. But then when you progress, in World Taekwondo Academy, they have you get chosen and asked to be invited to the competition team. And then there's a whole sport aspect where there's state championships, national championships, world championships, and then you finally learn it's like almost like boxing in a sense where you get points for hitting, and you score more points for hitting in the head and then less points for hitting in the body. It's 3 rounds. The matches are 2 minutes long, and I mean, honestly, 2 minutes is a long time for kicking. So,
yeah, if you're getting hit, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, how does one win? Like, are there rounds? How does that work?
All right. So there's 3 rounds, and so you win by best out of 3. So whoever wins the 2 rounds, right? Whoever wins the 2 rounds first wins. So if you win the first round, the second round you win. You win the first round, lose the second round, then you win the last round, you win. But the way to win is the points. If you score to the body, you get 2 points. You score to the head, you get 3. And if they do any of those crazy, Taekwondo spins to the head, you get more points because it's a lot more riskier. Yeah.
Sure. So I want to talk about something pretty serious that I know you're okay with sharing with us. So I understand that you were shot earlier this year, right before qualifications. If you're okay with it, can you tell us what happened and sort of what was going through your mind?
Yes. So my friends and I, we usually go out to get some food before I leave for a competition, just to see each other before I leave, because usually I'm gone for a month or so. And while we were in the city of St. Paul, we were heading over to the restaurant, and we heard gunshots.
Wow.
So then everybody started running, and we were almost at our car. But then while I was running, I got shot in my leg, actually, my right leg. right in the thigh, and I did not stop because I was scared. So I did not want to get hit again. So I kept running, and then we got in the car, and luckily the hospital wasn't too far away, and we made it. But that was one of the scariest moments of my life because, I mean, everything you worked for can be taken away just like that, and it's just it's something it helps me just not take anything for granted.
Absolutely. So I mentioned it was right before qualifications. And so you do this sport where you have to be so mentally strong, right? And physically. How did your recovery go to where you were still able to qualify? Do you feel like Taekwondo helped you to be strong in that way?
Oh, yes. They teach you, they teach you, I mean, the focus, the mental focus and fortitude. Oh, it's amazing. World Taekwondo Academy teaches you it so quickly. And, I mean, I've been with them since I was a kid, so I've been blessed to be taught by the best. And he's my coach on top of that. So, I mean, it kind of just helps hand on hand. But the mental fortitude, you learn that at such a young age. And then the discipline aspect of being able to just be able to keep doing this or slow down on this or make sure you focus on this. And also just trusting yourself. And, I mean, I trust God as well. So that was one of the big things for me.
And your body was able to recover as well pretty smoothly?
Yes. Luckily, it didn't hit any arteries or bone. And then on top of that, I had a trainer, Master Wisprocker. He helped me out. He's from Delano. He's part of our organization. He helped me out. Then I had my friend Lexi. She also helped me out. She's a trainer. They sent me some things to work on. And I did. And they told me not to, rush anything because that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because you want to see if you're, still the same when after such a big event happens. And I mean, no one's ever the same, but it's more so of how you'll adapt. And that's one of the things I learned from Taekwondo, being able to adapt and move forward.
Absolutely. And I understand you also have the title of Master. So what does that mean?
Yes, ma'am. I am Master Alassan now. It's kind of cool to say. I won't lie. When I first got it, I was 20. I think I was 21 years old. That was in 2021, our COVID time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first thing in Taekwondo, your first goal is a black belt, and once you get that black belt, you get that black belt with one golden stripe. They call that your first degree black belt. And now from there, there's a whole nother set where you can grow and become a master. So then the next belt would be the second degree and then the third degree. And then once you acquired your fourth degree, you become a master in Taekwondo.
So a master at 21. I don't know if I had mastered anything by 21 or still by now, but that's very impressive. You're also the first Taekwondo athlete ever for Gambia. What does that mean to you?
Yes, ma'am. It's been a crazy ride. I had the opportunity to actually fight for Gambia, and they had no Taekwondo athletes.
Wow.
And I was on the USA national team for, 7 years? So I was doing pretty well. But then I had the opportunity. They had nobody. I wanted to grow the sport in Gambia, and now I have the opportunity to. And now I'm really, with how far I've come, I'm just hoping that I've inspired more and more Gambians to be able to take up the Taekwondo pedestal as well.
Mm-hmm. And so the Olympics are, I can't believe it, in a little under 2 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're an Olympian. I mean, that must be amazing to wear that title proudly. What are you looking forward to most at your first Olympics?
Oof. I think the food.
Oh,
I'm a big food guy. Yeah, I know, right? I'm
Surprising.
a big food guy. I love to try new foods, even though I've been to Paris before one time, but every time you go, it's different. But after that, definitely the opening ceremony, because I've always watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be in the opening ceremony this time.
Cool.
So that's gonna be insane, and I'm just so excited to just be able to share that moment with the people that have supported me. And I heard it's gonna be super cool as well. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe walking on water. I'm not really sure what's going on, but.
Yeah, you never know, but I'm so excited that you'll be there. I'm excited you're doing well and that you'll be surrounded by your community, because I imagine as an athlete, it takes a big community to get to where you are, Alassan. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
Yes, thank you.